Hello everyone and welcome back to my Instagram channel. I invite you to subscribe to my YouTube channel Ana Maria Ducuță and to hit the follow or like to my Facebook page Ana Maria Ducuță. Today I want to talk about emotional defensiveness and why it is so dangerous to be in a defensive mood towards others and towards ourselves. And when I talk about defensiveness, I mean the attitude of purposefully ignoring other people's feelings, although you are interested in them, and the attitude of being extremely guarded against showcasing any emotions or feelings towards other people. Emotional defensiveness is problematic when it comes to people that we love, to people that we like, or to people that we are interested in being in a relationship with. And why I'm saying this? Because when I am defensive, I do not care that much about expressing my feelings. But what I care about is not expressing these feelings so that the other person does not truly understand that I care about him, that I care about her. Emotional defensiveness can get very far, and it can basically mean that I reach a point where I do not let myself be seen, be discovered, be loved by other people for fear of being seen as weak, as vulnerable. And we get to be emotionally defensive after a certain numbers of failed relationships. Things didn't work out well one time, they didn't work out well 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, and then you are exhausted. And then you say, okay, maybe things didn't work out because I was too open. Maybe I don't receive the love that I want because I am always rushing things. And this could be the case sometimes. But usually it is so much better to be open, to be raw, to be flawed, to be vulnerable, and to know that you have gone through a certain thing, than not to be open at all and to live with that regret. But what if I would have told this person that I want him, that I want her? What if I would have done this thing? How would my life have been right now? And that regret, it's incredibly consuming. And it makes me weak in my own eyes. It makes me feel that I am not reliable. It makes me feel that I am someone that cannot be trusted. And so, if I do not trust myself, of course, other people cannot trust me either. Emotional defensiveness is very problematic because it prevents me from receiving love, care, attention, and also it prevents me from offering these things. When I am emotionally defensive, I am not in tune with my emotions, I do not express freely my thoughts, and I am incredibly focused on the image of myself in front of others. But the true cause of emotional defensiveness is that I am incredibly cautious and wary of being hurt again. The fear of being hurt again, of suffering whatever I have been through, it's so bad that I do not let myself be seen as a potential partner by anybody else, and I give others this vibe that I'm not interested, that I'm extremely cold, maybe that I'm extremely ignorant or critical about other people. But actually, these people that look so hard to be impressed, they are emotionally defensive because they have been deeply hurt and they do not want to risk anything. And because they do not want to risk it, they prefer to lose something. They prefer to lose everything and anything for fear of just, being discovered, being seen. So when you are emotionally defensive, you are actually telling other people something like this: I know that you are here with me, but I am not here with you. And I don't care to be here. And you may not notice, but you get to hurt that person on a very deep level when you don't let yourself be seen or discovered or loved by that person. So it's very problematic to be emotionally defensive when you want to find love. And many people say, I want a relationship. Why don't I have a relationship? Okay, if you want a relationship, firstly, you must make sure that you are not in an emotional defensive mode, that you are not behaving as if you don't want a relationship, and you don't let old programs of self-sabotaging rule. Because there are many times when we want love so badly that we make sure we do everything we can to avoid receiving it. It's precisely because you are on that verge of being unloved and you desperately want affection. But also, if you reach that point, it means that you are also extremely cautious and defensive. So yes, being in love, having a relationship, starting a relationship, it's an act of extreme courage, and it's a huge risk that you undertake. But it's a risk worth taking. And it's a risk that you take because you have to experience this. You have to experience love. You have to experience emotions. You cannot guard yourself from experiencing life. Because life, this is what it's all about. So it's very important to stop this mechanism of emotional defensiveness. I think it's very, very important to catch it when it happens, to see it when it happens, and to not let it get the best of you. So if I am catching myself self-sabotaging or not showing my emotion, not expressing my emotions, I need to stop myself there and to ask myself, why am I doing this? Is it an emotional wound that I'm projecting onto the other? Is it something from my past? Why I don't let myself experience this love? And you can say something like this: well, I am emotionally defensive because I'm afraid of being rejected. I am afraid of being told that that other person that I care so much of doesn't want me, doesn't like me. Whereas this is not important and this is not relevant when you need to express your feelings. That's the point of life, to learn how to express yourself, to let things go, to let things be, to let things happen. So yes, there is a huge risk and there is a great possibility of being rejected. That's a very real possibility. But at the same time, there is also a chance that you're not rejected. And for that chance, it's worth all the effort that you get to put into this. Because if you are rejected, firstly, you got to express your feelings. Secondly, you know where you stand. And thirdly, you are free to choose something else or another situation. But if you don't express your feelings, if you don't let other people know how to feel about you and how you feel about them, you are in a state of confusion, loneliness, and sadness that doesn't let you grow further, that doesn't let you be, that doesn't let you express who you truly are. And you basically don't know where you stand in your own life. So this is why emotional defensiveness is something that needs to be overcome when it happens. And I need to be extremely aware of this if I want to overcome this. And I need to work with my emotional wounds. I need to work with my flaws. And I need to work with the inner mechanism that prevents me from speaking my own mind, from speaking my own feelings, from being my true self. And yes, I can experience regret and loss and rejection, and that other person that I truly care or truly love just informs me that it's not mutual. And at that point, I could say to myself, how was I such a fool? How could I let myself be dragged into this and not notice that this person didn't want me? I am crazy. But that's not true. Because you know that you did your best. And you went all the way. So you do not live with the regret of what if. What if it's the most consuming and problematic issue to live with. Because one what if today, one what if tomorrow, my life becomes a series of what ifs. And I miss the point and I miss my life. So yes, a more practical way for me would be to learn how to handle rejection. To learn how to handle this feeling of being rejected and to ask myself, who is actually rejected? Is it me? Or is it my ego? Or is it this version that I have about myself that it's being crushed so that I am truly becoming who I am? And this is the melting point of our personality, where everything that, let's say, it's not me, melts away. And what is left is the essence. And this is what I am fighting for, this essence. And this is why this process of becoming, it's so harsh. Because it entails everything. And many times I experience incredibly uncomfortable emotions. But those are the times when I'm growing the most. And so, it is better for me to learn to have healthy coping mechanisms with rejection, with loss, and with pain. This is a realistic purpose, rather than to try to avoid these my whole life and to avoid being rejected. I cannot avoid being rejected. At one point in my life, I will not be enough, I will not be pretty, I will not be smart for someone. For someone I love, for someone I care about. That's normal. That's life. It's okay. Maybe I will do the same to other people too. Or for sure I will do the same. Because I don't get to always be what others expect of me to be. And others are never, or are in many situations not what I expect them to be. But it's very important for me to truly grasp the meaning of my own life and to experience everything as it is. And even if I get to be rejected, I am at peace with myself. I know that I've done everything, and I can proceed to the next chapter of my life. So this is what emotional defensiveness is preventing me from. It's preventing me from reaching a point of honesty and of transparency in my own actions. Even if I get to lose some stuff because I speak my own mind all the time, I get to win other stuff that are much more important than anything I could lose. And however, anything in this world that I lose by being honest, it's something I don't need. It's something that doesn't help me. So if you ask me, because I get this question a lot, I am 50 years old or I'm 60 years old and I don't have any kids, or I have grown-up kids, I want to experience a new love story. How am I going to do this? Because I've been deeply disappointed. I'm a widow, I'm divorced, I've had failed relationships. What am I doing? And the point is that you have to risk again. And you have to start over. Each and every time. Because that's what life is about. Starting over. Beginning again. You end something and you begin something else. But emotional defensiveness, it's preventing me from fresh starts It's preventing me from connecting deeply to the soul of one person, because if I am emotionally defensive, I do not let myself be seen by other people. They do not know who I am. And yes, they may reject me, but not because they don't like me, but because they just don't get to see who I am, because I am too busy to look unavailable. And now, if you look unavailable, you are not cool. If you look emotionally shut down, and if you look like you don't care, this is not cool. This is just immaturity, irresponsibility, and hurt. And you need to deal with these things because it's your life that you are living. And life cannot be lived if you are hurt, if you feel betrayed, if you feel rejected. So, in conclusion, I think that emotional defensiveness, it's a coping mechanism with pain and rejection. Secondly, I think that emotional defensiveness should not last more than 1 week or 2 weeks or a couple of months. You need to have some recovery ropes that you can hang on to in order to solve this. And you need to get out of this state of emotional defensiveness if you want to live a happy, healthy life. Thirdly, emotional defensiveness, it's something that occurs right after we are betrayed, we are disappointed, we are let down by someone we love. It's a normal state of being, but it's not normal to live in the state of emotional defensiveness your whole life. Fourthly, emotional defensiveness, it's not a healthy emotional mechanism. It's unhealthy to be emotional defensive all the time. You do not get to experience your own feelings. You do not get to receive love. You do not get to offer love. And ultimately, emotional defensiveness means that you are disconnected from your true self, and that you are completely blind to any opportunity that could come to your life from an emotional point of view.